Hello. What for?
Just a quick one, obviously. Our colleagues down at the suite, because obviously you know everything's been going over alerted to us that you've been taking photos and things like that right outside the hotel.
On the street, yeah, on the street.
Because there's obviously a dispersal zoning at the moment and everything that's going on, so you can't be within.
No, I'm not interested in that property.
So, what were you taking photos of the hotel?
No, the layout of the street.
For any particular reason?
No, not at all. I'm not for or against. I'm not into any politics. You know.
Any idea on you? Anything like that? Nothing at all.
No.
All right.
I'm just a member of public walking down the street.
Yeah.
I understand there's a dispersal order in place, and that's why I'm not trying to do anything out of any ordinary like that. I'm just interested in what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't hang about outside any gates or...
What's your hat?
Pardon?
What's your hat?
Oh, it's just happy-go-lucky, you know.
Well, what we'll do, mate, is we'll verify you and if all that checks out, back to move on, alright? What's your first name?
Oh, don't give me a name.
You don't give your name?
No.
Right, okay, well obviously you can understand with what everything that's been going on round there, you taking photos in the direction of the hotel.
No, but basically, if they'll tell you, at not one moment was I putting my camera into their property, focusing on them. I kept moving around the place. I'm interested in all these industrial areas here. I'm going to take some photography around here on this industrial estate. I've got no interest in solely filming anything to do with immigration or like that.
Okay.
All right, guys. Today we're diving into a confrontation that began with something incredibly ordinary. A man walking down a public street with a camera. Within moments, officers approached him, explaining that a dispersal zone was active near a local hotel and that his photography had attracted attention. But the man immediately pushed back against any suggestion that he was involved in protests or political activity. He calmly explained that he was simply documenting the area and had no interest in immigration issues or demonstrations. What makes this opening so interesting is how quickly a routine walk transforms into an official inquiry. The officers are cautious. The cameraman is firm, and both sides seem convinced they're acting reasonably. Yet from the very first exchange, you can feel a clash forming between public authority and individual freedom.
Police have fought enough to notify us.
They were watching me. I'm thinking, what's he? I could see him on his radio. I'm thinking, I'm just stood here. I'm thinking, what's wrong with him?
Well, like you say, you've admitted to us that there's a dispersal lot.
Yeah.
If someone goes up with a camera and they're taking photos, obviously, like you've admitted to us.
Yeah.
So it's look unusual.
I'm just exercising my right as a person to walk the streets. I'm not interested in basically filming any immigrants or anything like that. I'm just basically, as a sole member of the public, walking in a free place. That's all I want to exercise my rights.
Worried within the zone, do we know?
Yeah, he's right outside. Okay.
Well, what we'll do then is we have been notified that you are inside the dispersal zone, so we'll be issuing you with a dispersal notice, okay? All the information will be on here, but you do need to...
Can I just ask you a question, quick, please? So, a dispersal, for what reason would that be if I'm telling you, one, I'm not here to cause any havoc in regards to what's going on. That has gone live all the way up and down the country.
Yep.
So it'd be stupid not to admit that you didn't know through the media what's going on there. But what I'm saying, what is my dispersal for? If I just...
To be out of the zone, so you've come within the zone of dispersal. You've been seen taking photos. I understand you're giving us an explanation for that.
Yeah.
But our colleagues have helped enough for us to learn, obviously, of your presence there, and you have been within the zone. Therefore, we can issue you the dispersal notice not to return.
Buckle up, guys, because this is where the situation takes a dramatic turn. The officers inform a man that he will be issued a dispersal notice simply because he was present inside the restricted zone. That's when the questions begin. He repeatedly asks a straightforward question. What exactly has he done wrong? The response remains largely procedural, focusing on the existence of the order rather than any unlawful act. The man insists he is exercising his right to walk through public spaces and photograph buildings from public land. As frustration slowly builds, the encounter becomes less about photography and more about whether someone can be restricted despite not being accused of committing a crime. The disagreement is no longer about where he was standing. It's about the principle behind the restriction itself.
So within a set period of time, which is 48 hours.
What, even just walking?
Yeah, you're not allowed you
Seriously?
to use the zone.
That's a dispersal
That is a
zone,
dispersal
that's what it
zone.
is.
Yeah, but for what? Though? I've not done anything. I've not done anything.
That's why you're not getting locked up. You're getting given a ticket to say, do not go back there.
No, but I'm not. I'm not interested in going back there. But what I'm saying.
That's why I'm going to give you the ticket.
And you obviously you were aware of the dispersal zone. You've even admitted that.
Yeah, so that's what. So that.
In that perimeter, which you have actually gone into and breached.
Not. So. Can I not walk through there as a member of public?
No.
No.
Because there's a dispersal zone.
No, it's a public footpath, sir.
There's a dispersal zone
Whilst
on
this
as
is
well.
on, because it's only on for a set period of time, once that is relieved, then you can. But from what's going on, dispersal around it, you have to vacate that zone. And
Seriously?
It is literally the round of the...
Yeah, but for what? For what reason? I've not done anything wrong.
Yeah, you haven't
not saying you
personally. I'm not
haven't
saying
done
you have right now.
So,
but
the
so
ticket.
yeah, but there was other members of public walking past as well.
Right, well, we'll go and deal with them now.
Yeah, but they weren't doing anything wrong either.
We're dealing with you, aren't we? We can't deal with two people.
Come on, sir. What?
So we're dealing with you.
Can I have your collar numbers, please?
Yeah, mine's 4559.
What, and yours, please, miss.
1702.
I think this is well out of order. This.
Okay, can I take your surname?
I don't wish to give. I've not committed any crimes. I've literally walked through the place, taking. If that constable in that van would tell you, I was taking the pictures of the other building. You know, for what purpose? It's a photograph. Photography's not a crime.
Right. But however, if you are causing harassment, alarm, and distress as well to the people that are there,
And I can prove there was not even one person about from the hotel, and that's what I'm.
You just said you weren't looking at the hotel. You were looking at the other buildings.
I'm aware of my surroundings. Who's on the street? There was members of public on the street, and there was nobody out of the hotel.
The debate now shifts into deeper territory. The cameraman argues that photography is not a crime and points out that there were no complaints, no disturbances, and no visible victims of his actions. He challenges the logic behind being ordered away from a public area, while other members of the public continue walking nearby. The officers maintain that the dispersal order is temporary and intended to protect the area following recent unrest. Yet the man refuses to let the issue go unanswered. He compares the situation to other public incidents where people were allowed access despite heightened attention. His argument is simple. If authorities truly want to stop access, they should clearly close the area. What viewers are witnessing here is a direct collision between precautionary policing and individual liberty.
They passed me at any time I was there. Honestly. And I can't believe you're going to put a dispersal notice on for me for walking and taking pictures.
Dispersal notice is not specifically on just for you, is it?
Pardon?
It's anybody who walks down the road. They should have taken to site.
Well, they should close the road off.
Well, they don't need to close the road off.
Of course they do, because there's no signs there or anything.
You said yourself, it's common knowledge what's gone on.
Yes, but
The dispersal notice is advertised on social media. Everybody knows this.
So, right, do you know the Nicola Bully case? A lady went missing in St Michael's, right? There's a dispersal notice in place for people who are wanting to probably go down there, make a TikTok video, go onto private land and stuff. But the park isn't closed off for members of the public like myself. I can go down in that.
People are aware not to go down there, if you're not.
Yes, but it doesn't stop normal members of the public like myself. Like I'm saying, there's no agenda for me being there.
They don't want people down there, do they?
But so they need to close the street off then, sir.
Well, we don't need to close the street off because there's businesses down there as well.
How can I? Am I entitled to go to the other business?
To which other business?
There's another hotel across the road.
If you go into a business and you've got a genuine purpose to visit that business.
But what if what if I want?
At the end of the day as well, we've asked to verify you to move you on. You won't also pass on details, but also increases suspicion. You're not allowing
No,
to verify you
miss.
as well. With everything that's been going on, I'll tell you now, us two were both on that front line on Friday getting all sorts hurled at us and abused.
And I don't agree with that.
I am not saying you do, but I'm just saying from what's happened and now this dispersal's in there to protect it, it's only on for a short while. And it has to
Miss, can you accept that I'm a sole person on myself? I've got no.
I don't know you though, do I?
You don't know, but end of the day.
I appreciate where you're coming from. I'm also telling you from our point of view as well, from what we've had to put with.
Yeah, but I'm hoping, miss, that you could perhaps see that as a member of public, that we shouldn't be stopped from walking in areas where when we've got nothing to do with what's going on there.
Yeah, we don't know that you've got nothing to do with it, or do we?
You've come to question me.
Yeah, but you could easily come up with anything, couldn't you? At the end of the day, I'm not saying.
But this isn't Nazi Britain. This you are actually dealing with me now like I'm some suspect or criminal.
No, we weren't. We came up.
That's suggesting what you just said to me then.
Say verify you, and that's it. But then you've kind of come back with a lot of things as well.
Well, I'm on the understanding if you're not.
This section delivers some of the strongest moments of the entire encounter. As the conversation drags on, the man becomes more direct, arguing that he is being treated like a suspect despite repeatedly explaining his intentions. He questions why his lawful activity is being viewed with such suspicion and challenges the officers to justify the restrictions being placed upon him. The tension reaches a peak when he states that this is not a country where citizens should be treated like criminals for carrying cameras. The officers remain calm but continue relying on the authority granted by the dispersal order. At this point, the issue is no longer photography or even the restricted zone itself. It's become a debate over how much explanation citizens deserve when their freedoms are limited.
Control. When the law bends to silence a camera, the system begins to fear transparency. His calm, reasoned frustration becomes the loudest statement of all.
Like this, when everybody who knows me knows...
It's not, is it? Because we're just giving you advice, and the advice is, that's the dispersal zone. Please don't return to it because you issued with a ticket. You know, I'm not throwing you against the wall, I'm not trying to search you or anything like that.
Well, it seems like it though, it seems like I'm being restricted in a public place.
We've been fine with you, we've been very pleasant with you, you've been very pleasant with us as well.
I'm quite annoyed now, actually. Okay. I could understand you wanting to speak to me.
Okay.
So it's within the CTI basically. There's no restrictions in the area. The wind speed is 9 kph at the minute.
Okay.
So if anybody wanted to fly a drone in that area, is there any chance you could ask somebody if I'd be getting challenged for doing that?
I can ask, but whether somebody will know, I don't know. I'd probably have to go through the airport, speak speaks to the airport.
Well, that's the civil aviation force. So they cover the airspace. But what I'm trying to say is now, like, so if I wanted to get aerial footage of all these industrial sites, which I do, it's not just that round the area, it's the whole place. I want to know if I'm going to be getting perhaps bloody challenged just for having a drone in the air.
That's a very good question, and I'll try and find out for you.
Because I have to cover myself legally whilst I'm speaking to a constable, you know.
Yeah, no, I'll have that.
Yeah, and obviously be aware as well of everything that's going on. If you are flying a drone around that area, obviously it might attract a little bit more attention with obviously something that's going on in the hotel, but we'll try and find out for you.
I fully agree what you're saying about attracting, but I don't think people's rights should have to stop.
No, I completely agree with you on that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm obviously just making you aware, obviously, what's going on around there. There's a lot more officers, isn't there? There's a lot more attention being given to the hotel and surrounding areas.
Even after being pushed away, his curiosity remains. He asks about drone laws, trying to clarify his right to record from above. The officer, softer now, admits confusion. Even among them, no one truly knows where the line is drawn. The man explains calmly, almost teaching, 249 grams registered legal to fly. You can sense the irony. The citizen knows the law better than the enforcers. What began as confrontation turns into quiet education. Two sides, same country, but very different understandings of freedom.
On a Friday, and obviously you can appreciate that with how what it turned out to be. As you say, you've seen the videos yourself. You've seen how bad it got and escalated very quickly. Which it was very unfortunate. It was an awful event to occur.
Like I say, I don't make political statements, but I've heard both sides, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm not from Liverpool, so I can't comment, but I've never met a racist Scoutser. That's all I can say. You know, but I'm not here to make a political statement, you know what I mean? But I won't be going back down there on foot, so there's no need for me to receive that. Okay.
Alright, is that fair enough for you? I think he's trying to find out about the drone.
About the drone? Yeah.
Just like...
I didn't fail to mention in what type of drone. So within this area, I can only fly my 249 gram drone, which is registered. It's got flyer's ID and everything else. But the bigger your drones that you get into this area, because you've got Liverpool Airport, then you have to start getting permissions and stuff. Because I got the lower class drones, it doesn't apply in this area. But
they went through a stint of having quite a few around the airport, didn't they? But yeah, obviously I'm not trying to be unreasonable at all. It's everything that's going on. It's just until the dispersals, just, you know, obviously keep a little bit of distance. That's all. Just stay out the zone until it's on.
It would be handy. See, if they put a sign up on the lamppost or something to say there is, because what about if, say for instance, a person goes down there, he doesn't know that there's a dispersal order, and he starts snapping away with his camera, chances are he might even be in handcuffs. For what? He doesn't even know.
Yeah, and obviously we try and spread it as much as we can through social media and things like that. Obviously we have the issue with you is these tanks running all the way along here. So in, like you said about road closure and things like that, it's almost impossible because the amount of disruption.
Yeah, but you know, because
do you mean the little
so with the dead end, they could put up where the van was burnt out. They could basically put a message on that lamppost and the one at the bottom of the street by saying this is dispersal order, and probably contain the details within what they don't want you actually to do, because photography in itself, it's not unlawful or illegal.
No, I completely understand where you're coming from. I appreciate that, and we'll feed it back. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. We'll feed it back and see if there's anything they can put. Obviously, you're aware now, and the main thing is that just until it's on, just stay out of that zone. But I think it's just
finding out about a drone.
And then
no problems. But yeah, I'm going to go in here now. These lads, they're brilliant. You know, they'll show you around the trucks and everything. You know. Yeah, well, see, there's different people. You know, some people get a bit scared of a camera. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Some people, you know, are like, oh, I'll show you around. You know. It's 249 gram DJI. It's got flyer's ID and operator's ID.
What model is it?
It's a DJI.
DJI?
Mini.
DJI Mini?
Yeah, it's 249 gram.
249 gram?
Yeah. see what the councils can do sometimes. They can put a restriction on drones in the area, but then it conflicts with the CAA. So what they would do is look in court and say, well, what was it reasonable to restrict his movement of flying? You know, was there any dangers? Did he, you know, there's all sorts to take into account, but every drone flyer should be mindful of doing the right thing, basically. Yeah.
Every day's a learning day. Yeah, you're fine to fly it.
Yeah.
Because it's under 250
50 grams, yeah.
However, as long as it's not causing a harassment.
Yeah.
ASB.
Yeah. I always
I presume that you're a C.
Most people don't actually know it's in the sky. You keep a reasonable height.
Keep an eye on it as well.
Well, you've always got to keep a line of sight. Yeah. So, like I say,
you know a lot more than me.
I might not even get back down there yet. I've got a lot to see on industrial here.
You're good then?
Yeah, I'm brilliant.
Do you want this?
No, I'm okay. Because like I say, you've told me now. I'm not happy with it, but
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I don't break the law.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
All right, mate.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Cheers. So there we go, guys. A dispersal order for a man with a camera on his own. Absolute crazy, innit?
As the camera pans away, his words linger. For a man with a camera on his own, absolutely crazy, isn't it? The scene fades with a heavy truth that in modern Britain, a lens can cause more alarm than a weapon. The man walks away, not in defeat, but in quiet victory. Because the footage he captured today isn't just video, it's evidence. Evidence that rights once questioned must always be defended. The story ends, but the message stays. Freedom only exists if we keep recording.